volunteer group Ikaw Muna Pilipinas or IM Pilipinas' Visayas chapter announces it is shifting support from Isko Moreno to the candidacy of Vice President Leni Robredo for president. IM Pilipinas is one of the leading groups who called on Manila Mayor Isko Moreno to run for president as early as July 2021. IM Pilipinas Visayas coordinator Nick Malazarte cites Moreno's poor survey results and Robredo's higher chances of beating frontrunner Ferdinand Marcos Jr. behind the shift of support.
We still maintain si Isko is really good. Iyang gibuhat sa Manila, tanan na. But the thing is, the numbers are not working for him. So even in the Facebook and other social media platform, the conversation is between Leni and BBM.
Meanwhile, IM Pilipinas lead convener Tim Orbos maintains his support for Moreno but calls for unity talks once more. In a phone call with Rappler on Monday, April 4, Orbos says beating Marcos Jr. could involve the withdrawal of other presidential bets and consolidating behind the one with the biggest chances of beating the race front runner. Orbos adds he thinks a cut-off date should be set around the end of Holy Week for candidates' teams to look at survey numbers and determine the best bet against Marcos Jr. Holy Week starts on April 10 and runs until Easter Sunday on April 17. Based on the February Pulse Asia survey, Robredo is in second place, followed by Moreno, Pacquiao, and Lacson. Presidential candidates on Sunday, April 3 agree that while the proliferation of illegal drugs must be addressed, the violence and deaths that dominated President Rodrigo Duterte's flagship campaign must be stopped. During the Commission on Elections or COMELEC's second presidential debate, Faisal Mangondato condemns the extrajudicial killings, adding it's hard to determine if victims were really criminals or just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Vice President Leni Robredo highlights the need for an anti-illegal drug campaign that focuses on prevention and cure instead of killings. Senator Manny Pacquiao, meanwhile, says he will not kill small-time users but target those who bring in illegal substances into the country. Asked on the issue of lawmaker and re-electionist Senator Laila de Lima's detention, some of the presidential candidates believe due process must be observed in her case. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno says the senator deserves a day in court and should be given a chance to exercise her rights. Labor leader Leody de Guzman flat out says the opposition lawmaker should be released. De Guzman also slams the Philippine government while answering a question about repression in Myanmar, saying the government must first address the human rights concerns in the country.
Pero dapat unahin natin yung ating mismong gobyerno, na dapat yung ating gobyerno mismo ay mayroong pagrespeto doon sa ating sariling mamayan. Wala siyang kredibilidad, walang mawawala ng kredibilidad yung ating pamahalaan magsabi niyan kung siya mismo ay pangunahing sumusupil doon sa karapatan ng kanyang mamayan.
In building international support to push back against China in the South China Sea, Moreno and Robredo deliver similar visions to use the Philippines' landmark arbitral award as leverage in the long-running dispute. In her closing statement, Robredo talks about light and hope, making another lasting impression.
Pag-asa yung tumutulak sa atin na mangarap na sa dulo ng kadiliman ay may kaliwanagan. Pag-asa ang nagtutulak sa atin para makita natin na ngayon lumiliwanag na, ngayon liliwanag pa, at ngayong darating na halalan ang tatanglaw sa buong bayan, ilaw ng tahanan.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
A panel of prosecutors in Cagayan de Oro City dismisses 7 cyber-libel complaints filed against Rappler over a series of reports about preacher and self-proclaimed Son of God Apollo Quiboloy, who is wanted by the US FBI for sex trafficking charges. In a February 18 resolution, prosecutors dismissed the complaints filed against Rappler, its Regions Head Inday Espina Varona, Mindanao Bureau Head Herbie Gomez, former researcher Vernice Tantuco, and reporter Pia Renata. Prosecutors also dismissed the complaints against sociologist Jail Cornelio and former Kingdom of Jesus Christ members Arlene Caminong Stone, Faith Killian, and Renita Fernandez. Cornelio served as a resource person while the former KOJC members were interviewees in Rappler's series of investigative reports about Quiboloy. Quiboloy's followers filed over a dozen sets of nearly identical complaints against the respondents in the cities of Davao, Panabo, and General Santos for alleged violation of the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. The Cagayan de Oro prosecution panel says the cyber-libel complaints have been dismissed due to insufficiency of evidence, even without counter-affidavits from the respondents. The prosecutors say the elements of libel were not present and the subject of Rappler's reports, Quiboloy, did not file the complaint. Quiboloy's followers accuse the respondents of attacking, discrediting, maligning, and destroying the name of Quiboloy and his group in Rappler's series of exclusive investigative reports. Paralegal Maria de Leon recently admitted to conspiring with the pastor's subordinates to smuggle church workers into the United States via sham marriages. The workers were allegedly brought to the U.S. to solicit donations for Quiboloy's quote-unquote bogus charity. The door is wide open for pole vault star E.J. Obiano to compete in the Southeast Asian Games in May. This after the Philippine Olympic Committee, or POC, lifts the resolutions that suspended the Philippine Athletics Track and Field Association, or PATAFA, and declared its head, Juico, persona non grata. As a result, PATAFA has practically reinstated the world number 6 pole vaulter and will endorse Obiano for international tournaments like the upcoming Southeast Asian Games and the 2022 World Outdoor Athletics. The move comes after the highly publicized rift between Obiano and PATAFA ended last Wednesday, March 30, through a successful mediation facilitated by the Philippine Sports Commission, or PSC. PSC Chairman William Butch Ramirez says in a statement that both parties have assured each other of forgiveness to start anew and move on. With the lifting of both sanctions, POC President Abraham Bambol Tolentino says Juico and PATAFA will resume their active status with the POC. Filipino-American singer Olivia Rodrigo wins Best New Artist at the Grammy Awards Monday, April 4, Manila time. The 19-year-old singer of heartbreak ballad Driver's License is nominated for the top 4 Grammys, Best New Artist and Song, Record, and Album of the Year. In a moment that charms fans all over the world, Olivia shares a flirty moment with BTS's Kim Tae-young during the group's performance of Butter. BTS is nominated for Best Pop Duo Group Performance, but Doja Cat, featuring SZA, eventually bagged the award for their song Kiss Me More. Multi-genre artist Jon Batiste, who leads the ceremony with 11 nominations, wins Album of the Year for We Are, an album inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. The Song of the Year and Record of the Year, meanwhile, goes to Silk Sonic's 1970s-inspired R&B song Leave the Door Open. During the ceremony, host Trevor Noah introduces a video message from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky contrasts the joy found through music to the devastation caused by Russia's invasion of his country more than a month ago.